The Errant Prince. The following story is an adaptation of the opening chapters of Robert Louis Stevenson's book, The Prince Errant. One late spring in the northwest corner of Grunwald, Prince Otto was out with his hunt. The first and second huntsmen stopped at the summit of a knoll to gaze at the sails of windmills, moving like donkey ears between the expanse of houses. The road, like an open gash, ran straight sunwards. "I don't see him, Kuno," said the first huntsman. "Not a trace of the mare's tail. No, sir, he's off." "Maybe he's gone home," said Kuno, but without conviction. "Home," sneered the other. "No, he's at it again. There goes the government over the borders on a mare. I put more trust in an English dog than your Otto." "He's not my Otto," growled Kuno. "Then I don't know whose he is," was the retort. Sure enough, about a mile down the mountain, a rider on a white horse trotted into the trees on the farther side. "In 10 minutes he'll be over the border into Gerolstein," sighed Kuno. As the huntsmen turned down from the knoll to rejoin their comrades, the sun dipped and the woods fell instantly into the grayness of the early night. Unsure of his location, the prince rode at random until he left the forest for a by-road, and in a few minutes he was knocking his whip against the door of a large farmhouse. A chorus of dogs heard him from the farmyard and responded angrily. A very tall, white-headed man opened the door, shading a candle. "You will pardon me," said Otto. "I am a traveler and have entirely lost my way." "Sir," said the old man with a very stately, shaky voice, "you are at the river farm, and I am Kilian Gottensheim. We stand between Miltwalden and Grunwald, and Brandenau and Gerolstein. The road is excellent, but there is no inn. You are welcome to stay here, for, sir," he added with a bow, "it is God who sends a guest." "I most heartily thank you," replied Otto, bowing in return. "Fritz," said the old man, turning inside toward his nephew, "lead this gentleman's horse. You, sir, enter." Otto entered the ground floor of the building, where a blazing fire shed light on an old clock, a white supper table, brass-mounted cabinets, dark shelves, and ancient guns. It was homey, elegant, and quaint. After Mr. Gottsheim presented Otto to his daughter Ottilia, he showed him to the stable, where Fritz attended to the mare. When Prince Otto returned to the farmhouse, he ate the meal prepared for him. When the prince had satisfied his hunger, the whole party drew around the fire to converse. "Have you ridden far, sir?" asked Kilian. "Did you come from Brandenau?" "Precisely," lied the prince. "And I would have slept in Miltwalden tonight had I not wandered. I have never yet visited the principality of Grunwald." "A pleasant state, sir. We reckon ourselves part Grunwalders here, lying so near the borders." "I suppose you see nothing of the prince?" inquired Otto of the group. "No," said Fritz, speaking for the first time, "nor want to." "Has he disliked us, Otto?" "Despised, sir, justly despised," replied the old man. "I have labored upon this river farm for 50 years. If that prince were to labor, he would find both an increase and a blessing." "I believe you, but the comparison is inexact," Otto said. "If your crop is ruined, you can say, 'God's will be done.' But if the prince meets a problem, he has to blame himself. I have only heard that this prince was a good fellow, with no enemies." "He is a handsome, pleasant prince," said Ottilia. "We know some who would shed their blood for him." "Kuno!" exclaimed Fritz. "Aye," said the old farmer. "Kuno is one of the hunt servants. He has come this far searching for stray dogs. Kuno was at fault one day, and the quick-tempered Otto whipped him. He dared the prince to wrestle like a man. The prince agreed and found himself with a broken arm." "And some say his nose," cried Fritz. "Served him right, say I." "And then?" asked Otto. "Then Kuno carried him home, and they have been best friends since. A man should think before he strikes." "They made a song of it," observed Fritz. "How does it go? Ta-tum, ta-da." "The prince is young," interrupted Otto, who did not wish to hear the song. "He may yet mend." "A man of middle age," cried Ottilia, "thought to be handsome when he was young." 36, stated Kilian. "And bald, too," added Fritz. Otto put his hand through his hair. "A man is not yet old at that age. I am that age myself," he protested. "By 36, if a man follows God's law, he should have made himself a home and a good name. He should have a wife and a blessing on his marriage," replied Kilian. "The prince is married," chuckled Fritz. That seems to entertain you, sir, said Otto. Aye, said Fritz. You didn't know he was married? You are a foreigner, Killian said. The princess runs the kingdom more than the prince. Otto takes the money and leaves the work for her. He is a bad man. He's plainly a thief, cried Fritz. Maybe they'll march that prince over the border and find our first president. Wild talk today, and wilder doings tomorrow, said the old man. Father, whispered Ottilia, surely the gentleman is tired. I beg your pardon, cried the farmer, turning toward Prince Otto. Can I offer you anything? Thank you, I am very weary, answered Otto. If you would show me to a bed, I should be grateful. Ottilia, a candle, said the old man. Follow me. Killian mounted the stairs, opened a door, and ushered Otto into a sleeping room. Here you are, sir. It is small but airy, and the sheets are clean and kept in lavender. The window looks over the river. There's no music like little rivers. Sir, I take leave of you until tomorrow. It is my prayerful wish that you may slumber like a prince. And the old man left his guest alone. Number 1. This story is taken from the opening chapters of a book. What does this story suggest about the theme of the entire book? A. Kindness is always repaid twofold. B. Others don't always see you as you see yourself. C. Be careful with whom you share rumors and gossip. D. Surprises await those who wander away from the safe places, or safe paths. Number 2. What is Kuno's current problem in the story? A. Kuno doesn't like the prince to ride off by himself. B. Kuno and the huntsman have been unsuccessful in the hunt. C. Kuno angered the prince when he lost the prince's hunting dogs. D. The prince is angry with Kuno because he broke the prince's arm. 3. Based on the huntsman's conversation, what can the reader conclude about Prince Otto? A. He is resentful. B. He is dishonest. C. He is controlling. D. He is independent. Number 4. In paragraph 4, what does the huntsman mean when he says, there goes the government over the borders on a mare? A. Prince Otto is lost and needs Kuno's assistance. B. Prince Otto is traveling away from home by himself. C. Prince Otto is rejoining the group on the other side of the knoll. D. Prince Otto is trying to conceal his location from Kuno and the other huntsmen. Number 5. Why doesn't Prince Otto reveal his identity to Killian and the others at the river farm? A. He is embarrassed that he has lost his way on the road. B. He fears for his safety if Killian and the others know who he is. C. He believes that Killian and the others already know his identity. D. He wants to know what Killian and the others really think of him. Number 6. According to Killian, when did Prince Otto and Kuno become friends? A. After Kuno defeated the prince in a wrestling match. B. After the prince returned home from the river farm. C. After Kuno taught the prince how to hunt and ride a horse. D. After the prince invited Kuno to travel with him to Gerolstein. Number 7. What is the most likely reason that Prince Otto does not want to hear Fritz sing? A. The song would reveal the true identity of the prince. B. The song would include insulting comments about the prince. C. The prince is hungry and tired and only wants to eat and go to bed. D. The prince is afraid that Kuno and the huntsman will hear Fritz and find him. 8. How does Killian believe Prince Otto could be a better prince? A. By being older. B. By traveling more. C. By working harder. D. By being a foreigner. Number 9. From Killian's perspective, who runs the kingdom? A. A president. B. Kuno. C. Prince Otto. D. The princess. 10. Which word would Killian most likely use to describe Prince Otto? A. Disgraceful. B. Distinguished. C. Honorable. D. Peculiar. Number 11. Which sentence in the story shows the reader that Kuno and the other huntsmen are accustomed to Prince Otto's behavior? A. No, sir, he's off. B. No, he's at it again. C. He's not my Otto, growled Kuno. D. Then I don't know whose he is, was the retort. 12. How is Prince Otto different from the prince described by Killian and the others at the river farm? A. Prince Otto is lazy. B. Prince Otto is not bald. C. Prince Otto is much older. D. Prince Otto is not married. 13. How does the author use dialogue throughout most of the story? A. To describe various characters. B. To sequence the events of the plot. C. To explain why Prince Otto is not liked. D. To convince readers that Prince Otto is an effective leader. 14. In paragraph 7, who is the rider on a white horse? A. Fritz. B. Killian. C. Kuno. D. Prince Otto.